right, Bubby, lay down. You know the drill. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday's solo episode, which I'm actually recording the Friday before. And that always bothers me. I don't like when I'm not recording, not like in real time, but like close to, like recording in close proximity to when the episode is going to be released. Because by the time by the time this gets put out, I will have had 1 million more things to talk about, which is why I got the idea for the daily podcast and I still don't know how I'm going to pull that off, but we'll see what happens. I have so many things that I want to chat about and think about and things that are funny, and once a week is just not cutting it. So what I've been doing is in my notes app on my phone, I have a folder called Solo, and I just like scribble things down so that I don't forget them over the course of a week. Because think about all the things, like I'm recording this Friday, so now 1 million things are going to happen that I'm going to want to talk about like by next Thursday. And then I'm not even supposed to record the next episode for like another week. So it's like too many things. Oh man. And then I thought about adding more solo episodes to the Mom Room podcast, but I think it'll be a little bit different and not necessarily so focused on, obviously there's going to be lots of mom stuff because that's a huge part of my life, but like I want to talk about other stuff too. And I don't want it to be so rigid and like, yeah, I don't know. Like the Mom Room is its own thing and it's very like structured. It's been going on for 2.5 years, twice a week. Like I just don't want to change it. So yeah, I'll probably just do a whole new podcast. That's the idea. Anyways, I still can't think of a title. You guys had some pretty funny ones. I have to go through them again and think about it. But yeah, I'm recording this on Friday because next week is wild. I'm picking up my mother-in-law from the airport on Monday morning. She has been in South Africa for a few weeks, so she's coming back here, spending a couple nights, and then she goes back to Vancouver. So I'm picking her up Monday morning. Then I have to meet with an accountant sometime next week because I need to get my shit together. And it's funny, like a lot of people save all this stuff for January. Like, for example, I started working out. Like, I'm making it a point to go as much as possible during the week, getting work done in the morning before Milo gets up, in the evening, on the weekends, because being physically active is a massive priority for me. And even just the act of getting out of the house, like socializing with the other women at the gym, talking to people, like getting that car ride to listen to podcasts, because now Milo's school is so close to us that I don't really get to drive much, which is weird, but I love driving. So yeah, it's just started working out. I'm organizing my office, trying to get things more like, put things in their place and not hang on to a bunch of stuff for nothing. So I threw out a ton of stuff. Like, for example, I shared on Instagram, like, why do I have every single piece of paper that I've ever prepped for an interview? Like, I had every single one. There's like over 250 episodes. So I just had this massive stack of paper, which was on my desk. Like, it was in a paper holder on my desk. So my office, I find like stuff just builds up, and it's not good for like being productive, for like being creative, for thinking. Like, it's literally just chaotic, like stacks of papers and scribbles. And so I'm trying to make it cleaner, books on the bookshelf and not just like 1 million products and like random stuff. My mom had a good idea. She was like, all the products that you have, because I get sent a lot of PR packages mostly PR packages, like products when I do partnerships with brands, which is incredible. But I also don't have a space to keep them organized or keep them like neat and tidy. It's just like I shove them just wherever, and I use them. Like when I run out, I'll start using something, or I will, like, nothing is in its place. It's like, why do I have bath products sitting in my office just like making clutter for my brain? Like, go put them away. So anyways, I started doing all this stuff in December as opposed to being like, oh, it's January. Now I have all this pressure to like, make changes like New Year's resolutions or whatever. Not that I'm big on New Year's resolutions, but I feel like that's mostly when people start to like evaluate, like, how did this past year go? Like, what are some things that I want to do in the next year? Like goals that I want to accomplish. That's actually a good thing. Maybe the solo episode before New Year's, maybe I'll do that. I got to think about all the things that I accomplished this year and my goals for next year. And then next year on the same episode before New Year's, we can like see what came true, So anywho, working out has been going amazing. Did I not finish a thought there? I feel like I didn't finish a thought, but let me think. No, I don't know. All I'm trying to say is that I'm making changes now instead of January. Oh yeah. Oh, this is where this all started. So next week is super busy. I have to meet with an accountant. I have 3 recordings, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The gym now in the mornings for the most part, like 9:30, do the class, come home, and then my workday kind of starts. Well, it starts in the morning before Milo gets up, but then I come home after working out and it starts like around 11, quarter to 11. So yeah, like there's not enough hours in the day. And I say that to myself every day. Every morning I wake up and I have like this grand plan of a million things that I'm going to get done. And then I do like 2 and it's already 3:00 and I'm like, oh, okay. Never mind. But anyways, today, what do I want to talk about? The decompressing after work situation. So a while back, I don't know why, I don't really, like, I look at comments shortly after I post something, just to see like what like read the room, like, are people like, oh no, or I just like to see. Maybe Kristen Bell has told me she loves me in the comments, and I would like to just double check that. So, yesterday, for some reason, I was just like randomly going to older reels that I know have like ruffled people's feathers. This was on Instagram, and every TikTok ruffles feathers, but on Instagram, it's like certain videos. So I go back and I'm like scrolling through the comments, and I literally was shocked. Like, for whatever reason, some of my videos end up being shown to like angry men. Most of my videos get shown to moms, like women, normal men. But there's a few videos that they go wild in the internet universe, and they're shown to like a bunch of angry men. And the comments are truly unbelievable. Like, oh, this woman is exactly what it takes to lead to a divorce, or so on and so forth. A ton of like, you've been home all day and the dishes aren't done. Like, what? I'm sorry. Like, just wild. I can't believe people think like this. But anyways, the video was about me not wanting my husband, like why I was grumpy when my husband would come home from work. Now, a lot of people are missing the context because nobody is listening to the full podcast episode. Nobody like knows my previous content or like anything. They're just making a million assumptions on this one little scenario that happened in my life. So during quarantine, Milo was like 18 months old. which is like a really hard age. It's like that age where you literally have to be like with them, watching them, like entertaining them, like nonstop. And so that was in quarantine. My husband's obviously working his regular job. He's a physician. I would be looking forward to him coming home all day. And then he would come home and all of a sudden I was grumpy and I was like irritated. So I had to think to myself, like before I reacted in the moment and was, like giving him attitude or like, I literally, it happened like a few days in a row and I was like, okay, what is going on? Because I'm very excited for him to come home. I've been waiting for him to come home all day, but then he does come home and I get irritated. Why? So I was like, okay, Renee, what are your expectations of that scenario? And so I had to kind of like reel in my expectations because it's fucking hard to stay home with, and I only have one. Yes, I only have one, people. Like, come at me with your comments of like, oh my God, she has one kid. Yeah, one kid, 2 kids, 3 kids. It's all fucking hard. So I had to reel in my expectations. Like, yes, it's been a really difficult day. Being home with a child is extremely hard. It's not fulfilling for me. Maybe it is for some people. Like, that's fine. I wish I could be doing other things. Like, I had just finished my PhD, like, and I wanted to be out, like, going to do stuff and like reaching goals and whatever. I felt like I was just like stuck at home while my husband got to live his regular life. So there was all of that playing into it. But at the same time, in my mind, I was like, oh, when he comes home, everything is going to be different. Like my life is just going to be magically better, which obviously is not the case. Like it's literally the exact same life. It's just now your partner is home and there's 2 people tackling childcare and household tasks. But your life doesn't really change that much. Like, it's not like your day does a complete like 180 because your husband walks in the door. So I had to acknowledge that expectation and that, like the thoughts that were going through my head and what I thought was going to happen when he came home. Now, then I had to assess the situation. What is actually happening when he comes home? Okay, so I've been home all day with Milo. It's difficult. I'm not fulfilled. I'm like lonely. It's quarantine. I'm looking forward to my partner, my best friend, coming home from work so that we can connect. Like I can talk to him, like give him a hug, like we'll both be there, like interacting with Milo, like tell him about our day. That's not what was happening. He would come in, be like, hey, like give us a kiss, say hi to Milo. And then he would go off into the kitchen. And I was like, that is why I'm irritated and pissed off. I would like some kind of connection, some kind of like, I'm excited you're home. I've been waiting for you to get home all day. And you quickly come in, say hi, and then go off to do something else. Now, it's not about the dishes. And a lot of people seem to, they focus on the dishes aspect of it. Oh my God, I wish my husband would do dishes. Oh my God, your husband's doing dishes and you're complaining. Like, it's not about the fucking dishes. Okay. It's like James Kennedy. It's not about the fucking pasta. It's not about the dishes. It's about my needs in that moment not being met. So the whole thing about he needs to decompress. Okay, I understand that. But what about the parent that has been home all day with the kids, with 0 break, with 0 adult interaction, with, dealing with the emotions of a toddler and so on and so forth. Like it's physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting, it's emotionally exhausting. It's all the things. So they need to fucking decompress too. And I'm sorry, but the majority of people have a commute to and from work. A commute is like a fucking vacation when you are comparing it to being home with little kids and having a rough day. So What was that half-hour drive from work? Were you not decompressed enough? And if that is the case, if they need more time, like there has to be a compromise. You need to then have a conversation. Like, okay, what are your needs in this moment? What are your needs in this moment? How can we kind of meet everyone's needs to the best of our ability? So that drives me nuts. He needs to decompress. What about the fucking person at home? Like, just blows my mind. And it's the worst when women are in the comments saying this stuff too, because you just know what kind of life they lead. Like that like mindset is so ingrained in some people. Like you should have, like, he shouldn't have to come home and do housework and dinner should be made. And like, I'm sorry, like what? Like it blows my mind. And anyways, I had to explain that. It's like, it's not about the dishes. It's about what I needed in that moment. Like, come sit down with us for 10, 15 minutes, interact with us, you know, tell me about your day. I'll tell you about my day. And then we can decide how the rest of the evening is going to go. Did you have a particularly difficult day today? Do you want to like be alone in the kitchen and make dinner? Or do you want me to make dinner? You hang out with Milo. Like, it's a team. Like how can we meet everyone's needs? And maybe it's going to change day to day. Maybe, you know, one day he comes home and I've just like had a rough day. And so I want to just like instantly get out of the house and go for a walk. And that has happened in quarantine many times. I'm going to go for a drive. I'm going to go for a walk. Like, have a conversation. Decompress. Second thing I wanted to talk about, it's so funny. I'm like, I have a brother. I know I don't like talk about him much, but it's because he lives in Vancouver and he's not like me. He's not like a talker, like a social person. So Caroline, the girl that I have been to LA with a few times, that's my sister-in-law. Like, she's basically married to my brother. They've been together forever. And like, we became super good friends. So I do have a brother. But anyways, I'm very much like him in that I find it really annoying that humans get hungry. Like, really annoying. Like, I am busy during the day. And I've been like this since I was a kid. Like, when I was a kid, my mom would have to force me to like sit on the toilet and go pee. Like, Renee, go pee. Like, I would hold my pee, and I'm still like this. Like, my husband and I will go into HomeSense and I'll be like in the car on the way to the store. I'll be like, oh my God, I have to go pee so bad. Like, thinking in my mind, once I get into the store, I'm going to go pee. But we go to the store, we start shopping, like I get distracted, and then we're at 3 more stores, you know? And my husband's like, didn't you have to go pee when we were on our way to the first store? So anyways, I'm just like a busybody, like go, 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 go. I hate stopping. First of all, I hate trying to figure out what to eat, especially during the day. Like in the morning, fine, I'll make my oatmeal, but still it takes like freaking 10 minutes to make this like elaborate oatmeal that's supposed to be good for my digestion and my health and all this stuff. And then it's lunchtime and I'm like, oh my God, I'm hungry again. Like, this is so annoying. So I like when we have ready-made things that I just have to heat up. But like, even the act of now I have to eat it is annoying, and it takes so much time. Like today I was go, 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 right up until I had to leave to go to my stretching class. It was like a stretching and mobility class. And I'm like shoveling oatmeal in my face as I'm like walking to the front door because I don't want to take time to freaking eat. And it drives me nuts. So anyways, my brother always used to, and they still do, have this product called Soylent. And I'm going to look into it, like the ingredients and stuff. But it's basically like a bunch of scientists looked into what the human body needs, like for like to function properly or like optimally, like during the day. And they made it into a powder form. So you have all like your vitamins, nutrients, minerals, like carbs, fats, whatever. And then you just mix it with water and they have different flavors and stuff. And it wasn't available in Canada for a long time, but I think now it is. Like, you can order it. So they gave me a bag last time we were in Vancouver and I haven't opened it yet. So I have to do that and test it out, because wouldn't that be lovely? Just like, here, freaking like fill your stomach. Just like, being hungry, it's just annoying. I had to get that off my chest. And some people like are the complete opposite. They're like, oh my God, I love like, prepping food and taking time to eat and being intentional. And like Lauren Bostic always talks about eating in like a peaceful environment so that your cortisol is not raised. And I always think like, oh my God, that is so not me. Like, I wish I could do that and like that was a priority for me, but I'm like, I just don't. My goal is that I just don't want to be hungry. That's it. Like, I just don't want to be hungry. Like, put something in my mouth so that I'm not hungry and then I can keep doing what I'm fucking doing. Anyways, do you remember when we were talking about, it's already been 22 minutes. Do you remember when we were talking about, I was sharing people's comments, I think, about teachers or people at the schools saying things to kids about their lunches or their food, like, oh, that's not healthy, or like taking it away. Like, that's insane. Anyways, I was like shocked. And then the other day, Milo was saying something about, like, I have a really hard time with any food restrictions for Milo. Like, if he asks for something, like, I'm usually inclined to just give it to him or be like, let's have some of this first, or like whatever. But like, I'm never using words like, oh, that's not healthy, that's that. Blah. But I started to notice that he calls certain things treats. Like, can I have a treat? Can I have a treat? And I'm like, we don't use that term, because I have been mindful to not use the term treat or be like, you can have a treat after you eat your broccoli, because now they're basically being told that like, you just have to eat this garbage stuff before you can have the really good stuff, the treat, it's I don't know how to phrase it, but it's just putting this idea of like, some foods are good, some foods are bad. Oh, it's a treat. It's exciting. Like, we should be excited about it. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. So anyways, he's been calling things treats. And I'm like, that's peculiar, because like, we don't say that word. And then the other day he was like, said something along the lines of like, oh, I ate all my healthy stuff first. And it like clicked in my brain, because somebody was saying that at their kids' school, they tell them to eat the healthy stuff first and then they can have the treats. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. But I think that's what's happening too. Like, they must. And it's fine if you want to encourage them to eat certain foods before others. Like, it's just the language that I'm more concerned about, like, oh, I ate the healthy stuff. And I was just like, what are you saying? Like, where did you get this from? So anyways, I think it's happening to me too. But yeah, I'll just like listen to what he's saying and, try and counteract things or explain things. But I don't know. It's hard to completely shield your child from all these things that we know or like that we want for our children. It's hard to do that when everybody else, or for the most part, like most people, have that mindset or call things certain names, and like, it's just hard to get around it, So anywho, I think I'll just stop there. I'm recording an episode with somebody else at 4:00. Very exciting. So yeah, that's it for now. If you don't, go sign up to the newsletter. It's so fun and so cute. What else? The Amazon US store is pretty stocked, I think. So you can get my Amazon stores and the LTK which I've been slacking on. The link in my bio on Instagram. Follow the Mom Room Podcast on Instagram as well. I can't believe that account is growing so much and I need to put more effort into it. That's like a goal for 2023. Yeah, but thank you so much for listening. Please share this episode or your favorite episodes with some of your friends, your parents, just like whoever, your husband, your partner, the person that grooms your dogs. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for listening. And I hope your children and you sleep tonight and your dogs.